All right. Good morning, everybody. Uh, I believe we have given in enough waiting time. Uh, our class for today, I believe now it could be important for me to get started. Given over 60 minutes. So I believe everybody is now ready to listen, to learn a few things. I'm not a person who loves teaching a lot, so I'll teach a few things. And I believe that by the end of this week, I will be done with this topic of support. I hope you have your pens ready and your notebook ready so that you can have something. You can have something to write to basically have a better experience. Today is a Wednesday. It is the 24th of January 2024. We are into an area where in the market right now, uh, you cannot say that you can trade using technical analysis. I believe this week, if all goes as expected on Wednesday, sorry, on Friday, I think I will change my approach to, because now, if you want to trade now very well and get good results, your technical analysis approach may not work. You can now only trade using news. You can trade news. It's possible to trade news in crypto. And now we can now basically talk about trading of news, which I believe are also handle, which could be both fundamental and sentimental analysis in the market. But still, we are having a continuation of our amazing topic, support and resistance. Where we are right now, basically, it is not easy to It is not easy to trade technical analysis, although it is possible, but it's not easy. Basically, you find yourself that in most cases, when you pick your trades with a good support and a good resistance, the market can easily turn against you simply because of what is happening in the market. I may not go into so much details of what is happening, but I may just discuss. There is huge sale that is happening. There is huge sale. When I talk about huge sale, I think even yesterday evening, Grayscale moved a BTC worth $686 million to Coinbase, meaning it's going to sell. And these guys might sell up to $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Grayscale is the biggest company that holds most Bitcoin in the whole world. And it has so many companies that are holding BTC, but are holding their shares. So they are doing huge sales. But one thing happens in crypto, whenever a sale happens, it means they are selling to someone. Yeah, whenever you see a sale happening, it means they are selling to someone. So if I'm teaching you technical analysis, I would basically say where we are right now, it is not easy to, please don't write in my screen. Where we are right now, it's not easy to, it is possible to trade, but I want you to agree with me, it is not easy simply because of what is happening in the market. So, but I believe on Friday, I'll leave these issues, I will have finished these issues of technical analysis, and then we write together, and we go into how you trade the news. Because basically, like I've said, the news is anchoring everything where we are right now. Using past data of performance of the market right now to trade is not easy, simply because things keep on changing. They don't change because you may not know how to trade. They change because now you can only trade using news. These issues of I have seen support, I have seen resistance may not work perfectly where we are right now. Give me one in the chat if I'm clear, but I will try to teach how we trade news. Because basically right now, even if you are very good at technical analysis, you may not be a successful trader. And you can only be a successful trader now if you trade news. Okay, give me one in the chat if my message is clear. So although I'm teaching technical analysis, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to give anybody a guarantee on how successful their trades can be. Okay, where we are right now, the trading must be based on news. You must trade news if you want to trade, and I believe on Friday I will go into how you trade news, because when to trade news, you need to pay attention. So I will talk about how you trade news. Every cryptocurrency that rises now rises because there's some news. For example, Just give a sample space of Dogecoin. I gave it once. I didn't insist on it simply because of the news. When X came up and made a statement and said that it's going to allow X payments. Because of that, Dogecoin rose, and I stopped on 2%, but you can see if you look at my screen, my prediction was a 5%. Then later we see it is down now. So everything that now is happening, a trader must be basing. If things are gonna move in your direction, the trader must be basing the analysis on news. But I'm teaching technical analysis, so I believe that by Friday I will go into how do you trade news, because things now to happen are based on sentimental analysis now. And one of the areas where you could have sentimental analysis, if you cannot see my screen clearly, make sure you double tap on your screen. Fundamental and sentimental analysis, this one that usually appears on what? On Trading View. And you can see someone is here says Doge has lost 5%. And it gives reasons why it has lost. But this has nothing, is looking at history. I see down here, la 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 la. But you see, all these are just history. You must be good at sentimental analysis where we are for you to really make some money. Or else, your support and resistance now may not work. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. And then I want to finish my topic of technical analysis. I don't want anybody to move from here. You go and draw your support and resistance. Things don't work out for you, and then you look for me. Okay, I need to be clear. Now your knowledge of technical analysis may not serve you well now. I'm not saying that it's wrong knowledge. No, it's correct knowledge, but it may not serve you. Now, where we are, there must be reasons why a certain cryptocurrency is moving up. For example, if you go in your royal queue, there is a cryptocurrency that is moving. I wanna just create environment with you a little bit. Then, if you go in your royal queue, there could be others that are moving. But let me look for this one in Binance specific. There's this cryptocurrency by the names of X. I don't know. It's called. There must be reasons. I don't see TradingView someone may not have written anything about it. But there must be reasons why this cryptocurrency is going up. It may not be a perfect reason for technical analysis. But basically, if the news is positive and a certain cryptocurrency is moving up like this one is doing, then what keeps you in the market generally about that specific cryptocurrency is support and resistance. What gives you entry and exit is support and resistance. I hope that point is clear. When you enter and when to get out remains support and resistance. And this cryptocurrency is doing well. I don't know why, but there must be certain reasons why this cryptocurrency is going up. If it's not given, later the reasons will be given. Maybe, like you see, I don't know whether these are brothers, X EM and XLM because this is stellar. This is stellar. But I don't know why the other one is rising. But there must be reasons. And one of the reasons why this one is rising is because it will be hosting an SCF project pinch on 24th, which is today. There must be reasons now. So now let's get to our topic, support and resistance. Still with the other factors there, the market will always speak to help a trader be able to make decisions. Sometimes network can change in a blink of an eye. But I see my screen is still here, but it can't respond. Okay, so when we talk about support and resistance, as my Zoom is, I don't know why it's sorting itself out. When we talk about support and resistance, ladies and gentlemen, like we discussed yesterday, I want to repeat, there are two types of support and resistance. We can draw lines in a horizontal manner. We can also draw lines in a diagonal way. All right. And what are we doing? We are looking at our tier. One, the trend of the market. All of us can see on our screen that this cryptocurrency called Stellar is on a downward trend. And after seeing that on a downward trend, our next step is to choose an area of focus. And when we talk about an area of focus, maybe we are trying to say that from this place, my screen is on. Maybe now it has disappeared. My screen is on. Okay, I believe now better. We can see that this is a trend. We must be able to identify the trend, and we can see that it's a downward trend. And then we choose our area of focus, which we can see that this is our area of focus. And after having defined our area of focus, then we are going to look for execution points. And basically, for us to get these execution points very well, ladies and gentlemen, then it requires us to come here on our tools on trend lines, and then we come and pick a horizontal line. This is what we discussed yesterday. Then we come on this lowest point here. Okay, the line has drawn itself here, so we shall drag it. You just touch it, drag it to our area. Okay. All right. Then we shall come back, pick another horizontal line. So we have drawn what we call down a support line. Then we are gonna come here on top and draw a second line. And so we could definitely say that from the current price, I didn't draw a line here because I'm used, but if you are not, from the current price, this is our support. And from the current price, this is our major resistance line. We are considering from current price. We're not looking at past history. But because of the understanding that for us to get a clear support and a clear resistance, we need to create what we call an area. An area. When I talk about an area, I'm talking about a resistance area on top. And I'm talking about a support area at the bottom. Usually, me, when I'm teaching support and resistance, I usually say, imagine yourself standing on the floor. Let me say this is Namkwaya. This is Namkwaya. This one is Namkwaya. Namkwaya is standing on the floor. And Namkwaya jumps and touches the roof. Where Namkwaya is standing is the support. And the roof where Namkwaya has not yet reached for now is the resistance. So when Namkwaya jumps and touches the roof here or the ceiling here, and it fails to penetrate this wall, we shall say Namkwaya has been resisted. And so Namkwaya jumps down and touches this floor. So when Namkwaya touches this floor, then we shall say Namkwaya, if Namkwaya fails to move below this line here, then we shall say Namkwaya is still supported. If Namkwaya goes below the floor, then that's why we go down and look for another support. That if Namkwaya's weight is too much and it breaks this floor and it continues down this side, we shall find a new area where Namkwaya will be supported. And the same thing with the resistance. If Namkwaya jumps hard and breaks this ceiling, then we shall go up here and find a new area where Namkwaya will be resisted. So this that was resistance will now become support, and where Namkwaya may be resisted, up there will become the new resistance. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. Then me, I draw my lines and give me one in the chat if that is clear. I see Ugandans are bringing politics in the name. Me, I'm not related to anything to do with the name. I just gave an example. I see someone is politicalizing the word. Me, I'm not. I just use the name. I have no issues with the name. You see, politicians are here, guys, so don't buy into their ideas. Me, I'm not a politician. Someone is saying, you repeat the example. Guys, we are moving on. Someone wants to just laugh here because of Namkwaya. Says, repeat the example, repeat the example. So we stay here because of Namkwaya. No. Now, I have drawn these lines. And so when I look above, you can see that from this line here, when we look above this line, above this one, when you look above this one, you look for the nearby high, you can see that this is the next highest point where the market failed to penetrate. This one. And when you look backwards, you can see this same area here. So you can draw another line here. Then you draw another line. So what are you looking at? You are saying this is resistance 1, this will be resistance 2, and this will be resistance 3. So you, as a trader, when you draw your lines, make sure you go back and look in the past. Because technical analysis is basically the use of past data. Technical analysis is a prediction, the use of past data to predict. So you see, I'll come here. I'll come here, move my line to this point. I still see with my eyes that there's still another point above. So I will still go back. And draw my line there. Now, as I discussed the example, let us say there are still other points we can draw. But let us say, ladies and gentlemen, that at first, but if you still look above, guys, you can still see there is these other points where the market was resisted and supported. But like I said, if I'm gonna do my analysis, there must be an area of focus. So me, I'm not going to analyze up to top here because I have the market. If this market is gonna be successful, it has to break so many areas in between here by the time it goes in for this. So me, resistance 1 that I have drawn, major resistance 1, major resistance 2, and my major resistance 3, me are enough. There are other resistances you can see. So if Namukwaya was standing here, Namukwaya, Namu was here, and then Namu successfully jumped from here and he touched here. And then Nam fails to penetrate this wall, we shall say Namu has been resisted. And so when Namu touches this wall, 2 things we expect to happen. 1, Nam can break the wall by forming a green candle that starts below and closes above. Then he forms a red candle that also closes above, then we can say NAMU has broken the resistance. But at the same time, we expect that NAMU may touch the wall and NAMU refuses to break the wall, and we shall say NAMU has formed a retracement. So we expect NAM not to go straight there. NAM might form a retracement at around maybe somewhere here, and then NAM gains new energy, and this time around, NAM breaks the wall. So we shall say NAM has now broken the resistance, so this one will become the new support, and NAM will now plan a new move to break this wall, this one here. And so NAM choir may fail to break this wall, ladies and gentlemen, and still form what we call a retracement to this wall that he broke. Then maybe NAM gains new energy and now breaks the wall. Then this that was support, was resistance, now will become support, and the new resistance will be this one here. Now, you need to understand that what was resistance can become support, and what was support can become resistance. That's what my point is all about. Someone should not say that the market is called in NAM choir. No. And so, although we have drawn our support and our resistance, I want you to look very critical on the screen. I want you to see that although we have been able to draw our support and resistance on this area. This has been our area of focus. We have not gone so far above. I'm just hearing NAM and resistance. Is it not entering the head? It's up to you. Me, what can I now tell you? Me, I just gave an example. You see, sometimes someone can die on an example. Someone dies on an example. Someone enters the example. Someone becomes the example until he moves away when he's the example. This is NAM is just an example to help someone understand support and resistance. Me, I just gave an example, but someone wants to become the example. Why NAM, not another name? These people, why are you politicians? Let me drop the name. Okay, name dropped. Name dropped because people are becoming challenged. Name has been dropped because someone is not understanding. Okay, I've dropped the name. Now, when you look at our area of focus here, this was resistance. This was support, sorry, and this was resistance. If you see where we have drawn our resistance here, if you look back in the past, you can see here, the market came down. Here it was supported and moved. If we go back in the past, still at the same point here, you can see the market came down, here resisted, came down at this point, still resisted, supported, sorry. So we cannot take this line for granted. It is a major area. But when we also go on top at areas where we have drawn our lines, this line here, although we focused here, you can see in the past, at this point, at this point, at this point, at this point, it has been an important point of market decision. When we also look at this point we have drawn up here, you can see it here at this point and at this point. So these are major areas that have been respected in the past. And so you drawing them here, you need to look back and find out where I have drawn, where there are some points in the past where the market was respected. And so this gives you confidence about your decision. So I will remove my drawings now. Now, back to our area of focus. Having taken you back to history. We discussed yesterday that for better results, instead of you just drawing lines, you create an area, a support area, and a resistance area. And so I will come here. Is it here? Or here? Is it here? I don't remember. Okay, here. And I'll pick my rectangle, point it down there. Just a minute, guys. Okay. So I bring my rectangle to this point down here. Sorry, guys. To this point down here, you just drag. Okay. Then on below here, I say to the close of the red candle. So I've created what I could call an area. So I come again, pick another rectangle to the top here. I'll just drag it to my advantage. To the close of the red candle. If I want a bigger area, I could confiscate some candles in between, but it is important for you to construct areas. That's my main point of take for today, than you to just draw lines. Then basically, after you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, you will also discover there are small points where the market was supported, which we would call minor support, and we would call them minor resistance. So after you have drawn your major support and your major resistance, I want you to go ahead and then deal with minor support and minor what? And minor resistance. Okay? And that's where I'm gonna put. So you need to go back again and look for, you see the market moved down here, touched this point, moved up, came here, touched this point, moved up, and then came down before it is moving up again. So you cannot ignore these small points, which we would call minor support or minor resistances, because they help you to make entries in the market and exits in the market. Remember, after you have found the trend of the market, you have defined an area of focus, you must look for execution points. And execution points, entries are made on support and exits are made on resistance. And so we have a point here. So I'll come here, pick one rectangle, bring it to this down point here, just a little bit. Then drag one rectangle, that point. Okay. Now where I've drawn my rectangle now, where I've drawn my rectangle now, you can definitely see that it's an important area. So what is happening here is that you can see that the market moved from below here, reached here, formed this red candle. It means that it's being resisted. Okay, it's being resisted. And if it breaks this area, we say a breakout is when a candle forms a green candle that starts below and closes above. Then it forms a red candle that tests the area and closes above. So we could say the market has broken out. Or it could form a green candle that starts below and closes above your area of focus. Then a green candle closes above here. Then we shall say the market has broken this area. And so now you'd be thinking of executing entry here and exit at that area. But remember also yesterday we said that when planning to execute your movements, always take 2/3 of the journey. Because although the market breaks this area here, you can see there is also a minor. You see the market moved from here, then moved up here, then moved down, then broke it here. So this could be still a minor area of support or of resistance, depending. And you can also see it here, the market came, touched this point, moved up a little bit before it continued downwards. I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. Give me a one if I'm making sense to someone. If you're not interested in using rectangles, you use lines. May have no issues with anyone. Okay? You can use lines. The reason why I use rectangles because they give me a better perspective of the market. Now, the more areas of support and resistance you create, the more perfect entries you make, the more perfect exits you make. Let me repeat my statement. The more you break down your trades into small areas of entries and exits, the more perfect entries you make, the more perfect exits you make. And if we move away from the 4-hour time frame on the top of our screen and get to 1 hour, can you see that now our support we have drawn makes sense? Can you see? Market moved from here to now it is here. Can you see? Now it makes a lot of sense in lower time frame. And so if it breaks this, then there is this. Can you see this? So I could maybe wait and see if it then plan my exit around those points. Can you see when you draw this line? It still goes, it may not be straight here. The same thing. Ta, 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 ta. Now it broke here. When it broke this area here, if you were a trader and you had your minor resistance here, you could make your entry and your exit here. Let me draw the line there so that someone could see. Because unless you can be able to do good analysis, you can make short, sweet entry. I want to draw it, the line. Or another person could draw a rectangle. No, I don't care. But it's your decision. If someone decides to draw a rectangle here, maybe someone considers this is your area of focus. Never forget your area of focus. Like that. It comes out better. Okay? Now, if I was a trader, if you come down here to measurement and you come and pick a price range, and this was, let me widen the screen so that someone can. No, I don't want someone to be here talking about Kwara, Kwara, Guantara, Guantara, Kwara, Kwara. And no Kwara, Kwara. You can be able to see. Okay, so if I come here on measurement, when you go to your trading view, there is measurement area. And so this was the breakout candle. Look well, guys. This was the breakout candle. I define the breakout candle is a green candle that starts below your area of focus or your resistance or your support and closes above. This was the breakout candle. Then next you wait for a test candle. The test candle in this case was a doji. The test candle in this case was a doji. But it was a candle that was formed above your resistance area. So it gives you a more opportunity to take a risk. And maybe wait for this to close if you have fear because there is indecision. Then the next candle here was a gravestone doji. It looks like this, which still represents selling pressure in the market. I don't know if someone can see. But since this is 1 hour, if you had drawn this in a bigger time frame, you may not consider much of this. You might keep your analysis in the other bigger time frame. But let me say you made your entry, but these are usually small take profits, 1.4, 1.3, something like that. But still, if these candles had closed consistently above your line, you may say, I will get out here. Confidently. I'm entering, I've confirmed my breakout at this point. I've confirmed. I came here to make an earlier entry, but I've confirmed my breakouts are here. The market has been broken here. Again, I see it here. Again, I see it here. These candles are forming above this support or this resistance. The resistance has been finally broken. I'm entering from here and I'll get out from here. It is just, you know, when it comes to support and resistance, it is just a matter of time. The market will always deliver. Like, guys, for example, if you wait for this trade and you confirm your breakout here, you wait for this trade. Like here, you see, when someone said, no, me, I'm entering from here, I'll get out of here. This person is now in profit. Why? Because he confirmed here that kwanza, this has now become a support. Why? Look well. Breakout candle, green candle forms, test candle is here, it closes above. At the close of this candle, I make my entry. If you cannot see well my screen, you need to double tap. I make my entry. I plan my exit from here to here. So I go to my measurement, bring my price range from this point to the close of this candle. This is sorry, guys. I picked a different tool. So pick from there. And when I measure, I will not take 2.16. I will take around 2%. And now I'm out. I will remain patient. Why am I confident about my trade? It's because I made what we could call a confirmation. And although I made my confirmation, there were other factors that helped me confirm. One, look at this. What type of pressure candle is this? If you cannot see my screen, double tap so that your screen gets bigger. What type of, let me get my screen so wide so that someone can see. What type of candlestick chart pattern? Okay, not the chart pattern, by the way. What type of pressure is this that repeats itself here? So it gives you more confidence. And as you enter your trade, you see this candle. What does this candle represent? This one here. What does this candle represent? This one? Market continuation. And so you develop more confidence. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. And you are drawing support and resistance. So, and you find yourself, it makes a lot of sense. Like I said yesterday, what a good, nice. What type of pressure is this, guys? This is a strong selling candle. Then immediately after this strong selling candle, what name do we call this candle down here? Give me the name. Don't give me the pressure. And what does it signify? What are we doing? We are drawing support and resistance. Let me first clear because someone is getting. This color. What does this candle signify? This color. The market has been moving down. Then you find this candle here. What does it signify? People are calling it dragonfly. Thank you. Market reversal. It's a hammer showing market reversal. Now someone is asking me, now, market reversal, trend reversal. Now, how do you predict the market? What are you learning now? What are you doing here? You are doing technical analysis. You are using support and resistance. So if I had drawn, let me draw. Because now me, I'm now going, tomorrow I'll teach something different. Because now I have drawn. You the rotating. Wait, please. I have drawn this. If I want a bigger area, I could even go up to this red candle. So that is my support area. Then area of focus is important. I go on top here. I'm gonna pull it down a little bit for me to get a perfect area of focus. And I will go in for this candle here. I want a perfect area. I want a bigger area to have a bigger picture of the market. I may stop up there, but I want a bigger focus. So I've been able to construct my major area of resistance and my major area of support. Then I will look through in here. Look well, guys. I will look through in here and still look for when the market went below my area. I don't know if I'm now making sense. I will look here, guys. I will look here. And then say, where did the market go lower than this? And I will look here. I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. So I will still come and draw another area at this point. That if the market, yes, it is moving like this, things can change and it comes down here. I don't know if I'm making, give me a 2 in the chat if I'm making sense to you. So I will not leave this that is below this. I'll still draw that if things change, my support will be here. So I come. I'll remove this chair. And I will, below I said at the close of the red candle, I may skip the second one, and now I'll bring it there. So what have I done so far? So this will be support 1, support 2. Then I look from this point here, where was the market from the current price in the past? Is there any area where the market was supported or resisted? Yes, guys, look, the market broke out here and came down and then broke this. So there is a small minor resistance here. I will not treat this for granted. But there also this one. So I will draw an area. If I'm making sense, give me a 2 in the chat. I'll draw an area. I'll look at it here and I see. If I start from here, or should I just draw? It will depend. I can decide to just draw a line, maybe at just the close of those candles, and draw another line. You know, you have choices. You can use a rectangle, or I draw a line at that point there. I've drawn lines. I've not drawn area. Because when I draw an area, now this is when common sense comes in. You know, sometimes when I draw an area, this will be a shadow. It will be like this. So it will make my trade not look nice. So this is what I will do. My focus is at this point and still at this point. So this will be resistance, minor resistance 1, and this will be minor resistance 2. And so if I'm going to enter this coin at current price, I'll make my exit here. Give me one in the chat if you have understood. Give me one in the chat if you have understood. But these are minor, they are not major. They are in between the movement of the market. So I go pick my price range and I say, and if you are using Royal P on a better advantage, there's no stop loss or small. You say, I can go current price from here and I get out. Why am I stopping here? Why am I not going above? Because, ladies and gentlemen, in the past, the market stopped here, came down, then it broke it. But still, in the past, the market came here, was supported. So, if this market succeedingly comes back down here and moves up, the immediate place where it can be resisted a little bit before it continues up is here. So I'll take my immediate 2%. If you are here, pick this trade, take your 2%. It's a sure deal. The coin is called Zen. You go and take your 2%. It will give it to you. Now, someone is saying, how do you predict the market? That's what we are doing. We are using past data and present data to predict what's going to happen. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. So, the more support lines and resistance lines you create, the better your entry and your exit in the market. Give me a 3 in the chat if that is clear. The more, that's my point, the more support lines and resistance lines you create, looking at past data, the more perfect your entries and your exits become. The more you can see, the more you create. The more you create, the more perfect your trades can be. And so you draw a major support, a major resistance, look again in the market, look for minor support, minor resistance, and you're good to go. The other issue is your ability to be patient. If you can't be patient, then leave trading. Now that's when now things change and we have different types of traders. Me, I'm a scalper, me, I'm me, I'm me, I want to scalp. It means that if you want to scalp, then you will go into lower time frames. And when you go into lower time frames, you are making earlier entries in the market. And when you're making earlier entries in the market, yeah, you can definitely be able to scalp the market. Or you can go in for bigger time frames and make maybe more perfect entries with less noise. So if you can see in my screen, if someone knew what to do, you see this is here. I will talk about this later, very, very soon. And you see here, the market was resisted here. Sorry, the line is not straight. It means someone who knows how to trade, he saw this, said, okay, area respected, now from here to here. And someone is out of the market. All from here to here. Someone, and it's some good money. I've said the more you draw, the better your trades become. Especially from here, the 3%. So you need to use past data, create your major support, major resistance, look through your trade, look at areas where the market was supported and resisted, look for minor support, minor resistance, analyze your market in a bigger time frame, take your entry in a lower time frame. You can also still make some minor support, minor resistances in lower time frames. Simple. My time is done. My time is done. Too much of anything is always bad. Unless there are some specific questions. But we are still continuing support and resistance, I believe, tomorrow. And I will still come back again and still try to talk about support and resistance over and over and over until this week gets done. And when this week gets done, ladies and gentlemen, I will drop the topic. Unless there are questions,
I wanna be a billionaire so fucking bad.